declaration to be made by the bridegroom and declaration to be made by the bride. The act is not gender neutral. And 3, as your ladyship rightly says, I am not related to CD, the bride, within the degrees of prohibited relationship. So bride's mother is not my relative, etc. Lord, just when your lordships are there, see the second schedule also. Just above the third schedule. The notice of intended marriage. I am not on the legality of notice, but I am just showing the gender issue. Your lordships gets scheduled, second schedule. It says unmarried, widower or divorcee. And for the bride, unmarried, widow or divorcee. So not only your lordships will have to rewrite the act, your lordships will have to recast even the forms, statutory forms.
Mr. Mehta, that's in para 1 also of the third schedule. What you're reading in the second schedule is in para 1 of the third schedule as well.
Yes, your
Yeah,
ladyship.
you're right. वो वही आ जाता है
Widower or divorcee or
right.
Description of the party.
Yeah. Which is the next provision, Mr.
Yes. Now, your lordships may come to 19. Lord, I forgot to show, my lord, during the constitution, this parliamentary debates, one of the debate why, my lord, this act was enacted was that earlier the previous Special Marriage Act required me to denounce my religion.
Renounce the man.
Yes, denounce my on if I get married, my lord, under this act, and that was working as a deterrent, and therefore 19 continued, but thereafter it was taken away under 21A. That's the distinction, and that's why, my lord, I say that personal law gets re-entry through 21A. Please see 19. Effect of marriage on member of undivided family. The marriage solemnized under this act of any member of an undivided family who professes the Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh or Jain religion shall be deemed to effect his severance from such laws. No, two things.
Just read also, sir, 21, before we read 21.
Only kindly pause here for a minute. 19 says that persons belonging to Hindu, Buddhist, Sikhs and Jain will renounce. They would not be a part of Hindu family, but Muslim personal law continues to apply, Parsi personal law continues to apply, Christian personal law continues to apply, except in succession, which is 21.
That's right.
Yes.
Now below 20. 20 may perhaps not have much relevance, I'll just read it. Right and disability is not affected by act. Subject to provisions of section 19, any person whose marriage is solemnized under this act shall have the same rights and shall be subject to same disabilities in regard to the right of succession to any property as a person to whom caste disabilities removal act applies. The caste, my lord, were recognized earlier, and that there were certain disabilities which were removed. So, my lord, that rightly, my lord, in the present context, my lord, may not have much relevance. Please see, my lord, 21, where Succession Act is made applicable, Indian Succession Act, across religion, but not other personal laws of Muslims, Parsis, etc. And Christians, my lord. Not, I'm on 21, my lord,
Yes.
Chief Justice, my lord, wanted. Notwithstanding any restrictions contained in the Indian Succession Act, with respect to its application to members of certain communities, there are chapters applicable to Parsis, Christians, etc. Notwithstanding that, succession to the property of any person whose marriage is solemnized under this act and to the property of the issue of such marriage shall be regulated by the provisions of the said act, and for the purpose of this act shall have effect as if chapter 3 of part 5, special rules for Parsi intestate, has been omitted. So, my lord, Muslims continue to govern by their personal laws,
Yes.
except in case of succession. Now, my lords, personal laws even for Hindus, which were taken away in 19, comes back in 21 because they found that this is deterrent.
Personal law, no? 21. See, the thing is for 21 years, they realized that this is working
To the it's deterrent.
deterrent.
Deterrent. That I want to marry under Special Marriage Act, but I don't want to renounce Hinduism.
Eventually you might be accepted by a family
Yes.
and you are cut out. So therefore,
By law, I am cut out. The society, my family would accept me, and
but law, you're excluded. Therefore,
yes,
therefore they brought it at par. So in that sense, there is equality among all.
correct. So, my lord, where the marriage is 21A, solemnized under this act of any person who professes the Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh, or Jain religion, which a person who professes the Hindu, Buddhist, or Sikh or Jain religion, I have to marry Hindu only. Then only 21 would apply. Section 19 and 21 shall not apply, and so much of section 20 as creates disability shall also not
So,
apply.
Mr. Solicitor, 21A lifts the prohibition or the
19.
disability which is created by 19 only where a person who is a Hindu, Buddhist,
Marries a Hindu.
Sikh, marries a Hindu, Sikh.
Yes.
So if you marry outside your own religion,
You're cut out.
you are still cut off from the system.
19. Then 19 applies. Suppose I marry a Muslim, just giving my example.
Yes, you're right.
Then 19 would
You're
govern.
right.
21A would not.
There's one more thing, apropos your submission, to stretch it to a further extent, that 19 provides for severance only in respect of your family status, of the marriage solemnized under this act of any member of an undivided family who possesses these four religions.
I lose co-parsonary rights.
Right. But there's one very important thing. So you lose your co-parsonary rights. In respect of all other aspects, you are still governed by your personal law.
My personal law. Yes.
So despite 19 having said you lose your severance, there'll be a severance from the status of a family, 19 still holds intact the applicability of all other aspects of your personal law.
Correct, my lord. I'm obliged, my lord. That's the submission, my lord. Therefore, my lord, I have been respectfully urging that it may not be a choice while examining Special Marriage Act not to touch personal laws.
It's intricately interwoven with.
It is
The
interwoven.
moment you get into 21A even, or even 19, succession is governed by the Hindu law, whatever it is. If it is Hindu, Hindu law. If it is someone else there, that concerned personal law, willy-nilly creeps in.
Yes.
So section 21(1)A is like that wormhole into which everything comes in.
Lord, in fact, this is a comprehensive exercise. Apropos your lordship's query yesterday, we checked up that from 52 to 54, 50 to 54, Lord, the entire debate was Hindu Code Bill, and this was a part of that very Code Bill.
And then they finally they bifurcated it
Yes.
into three parts.
Into three parts. My lord, for Hindus, uncodified became codified, and for others, Special Marriage Act came. And my lord, there is an interweaving of, my lord, the provisions, my lord. Interweaving, my lord. I'm sorry.
As they say now, there's some kind of a cognateness to these enactments.
Yes.
Cognate.
So they are all, my lord, intertwined. My lord, I'll just read. My lord. My lord, I'll give the my lord, report, Law Commission's report, which we could find out yesterday.
Yes.
When 21A was introduced. My lord, I'll
This is interesting.
place the copy, my lord. It is in 59th report of Law Commission of India, but they quote the select committee recommendation when 21A came to be introduced.
Do we have that in a compilation?
Is it there in volume 1?
My lord, it's not there. I'll just check, my lord, because we yesterday, my lord, tried and find out. I'll give the
It's the 59th report, huh?
59th Law
59.
Commission report.
Select committee.
No, my lord, Law Commission's report, which quotes select committee.
It's Justice Gajendra Khatkar's report, no?
Yes, yes, my lord. No, it's not there, my lord. I'll, my lord, place it within 10 minutes.
All right.
Allow me to
Just
read.
read it.
Cases where both the parties are Hindus. In such cases, the law of succession, otherwise applicable, should continue to apply. We see no reason why the fact that the parties choose to marry under the Special Marriage Act should make a difference in such cases, i.e., where both are Hindus. We recommend that such cases should be excluded from Section 21.
Oh, I see.
Yes. But the reason was, Lord, registration of a marriage has never been compulsory. Even today, it is not compulsory. It's a personal choice, whether it is under the Special Marriage Act or under the Hindu Marriage Act or under any other marriage act.
Registration. But it does not make it valid if you don't register. Correct me, I think it is compulsory, but failure to register does not render the marriage void or an irregularity.
Compulsory.
Maybe, you know. It depends. But
Hindu Marriage Act, it's not compulsory.
Is it? No?
It's not.
And what is
but my lord, the deterrence was,
Yeah, that is meant for registration.
Lord, there were many marriages in those days when this 21A came, which were solemnized.
You can inquire from across the people in the court how many have marriages.
My learned senior says these marriages is not registered.
Same here. Same here.
Where is the proof, Mr. Dwivedi? Where is the proof?
He'll raise our hands.
We
If I'm not wrong, I think this compulsory requirement of registration of marriage was introduced a few years back when they said
Recently.
even if you are married according to Hindu law or any other thing, you must register your
My
marriage.
lord, earlier what used to happen, the marriage would be, my lord, solemnized as per Hindu rites, Shaptapadi, etc., not under Special Marriage Act. But I want a certificate of marriage. Therefore, my lord, it became a deterrent that if I take certificate, I'll not be governed by Hindu Succession Act.
Right.
I think one state used to. It used to be
State
compulsory.
provision. There is no nation.
There is in
Because of
Tamil Nadu.
8.2, because of section 8.2.
Yeah.
8.1 says the rules may be made, but 8.2 says that the state may make it compulsory.
Yeah, yes.
But it
Tamil
also
Nadu.
says that if you breach it, it will be only punishable with 25 rupees.
Yeah,
It does not affect the validity of the marriage.
Correct.
80% of marriages in the villages, they're not registered at all.
Absolutely, you're right.
Tamil Nadu, I think, made it compulsory.
It is socially.
If I'm not wrong, Mr. Datar, I think
Relatives collect. and then
Absolutely.
it's known that-
Ordinarily.
Tamil
Mr.
Nadu, it became compulsory
But
because
then-
of that form, no, self-respect marriages. Swayamvadayam. So that was made, I think,
Right,
section
yeah.
7A or something was enacted.
Otherwise, you have to take evidence of show your wedding photograph album.
And if you require a visa,
Certificate from the Pandit.
you require a marriage certificate.
Only for visa it was-
Visa and other things.
Marriages could be solved.
My lord, therefore, section 15 came. Section 15, my lord, is registration of marriages solemnized under other laws. You can still get a registration, which may not be governed by
15 of the
registration.
Hindu Marriage Act.
No, my lord, Special Marriage Act, section 15.
That is, of course, there.
Your lordship has section 15.
Yes.
Yes.
Any marriage celebrated, whether before or after the commencement of this act, other than a marriage solemnized under the Special Marriage Act or under this act, may be registered under this chapter by a marriage officer in the territories to which this act extends, if the following conditions as set is fulfilled: the husband and wife, etc., etc. So, my lord, if there is a marriage as per Hindu rights, not under Special Marriage Act, I can go and get it registered, my lord, under section 15.
In other words, if notice the notice mode is accepted, then the registration itself is a marriage ceremony.
Yes. It's a marriage certificate. But it
Itself is a marriage
Yeah.
ceremony.
Just go to the and get yourself registered. Yeah. And interestingly, see how well that section is worded. Section 15 says any marriage celebrated.
That's right.
So celebrated
Not
would mean
solemnized.
anything, not solemnized, celebrated. You have celebrated the marriage. You have invited 20 friends.
Recently,
You have celebrated the
Datar told me that a week before, the marriage was 2-minute affair, I think. He attended a marriage, my lord, in Chennai.
It's called self-respect marriages.
That's all.